Hello everybody and welcome back for some more Redstone fun. Today we'll be looking at a device I showed off in my multiplayer series, Ruling the Cloud. It's this structure here behind me with my horse in there. It's something I like to call the trophy case. And right now, this is where I keep my favorite horse in my stables. As you can see, there's like a whole bunch of other horses stored here. And my favorite kind of horse in the game has kind of like the orange coat with white bubbles. I like to call him Orange Pop. And this is actually a display case of sorts where it can open. And if we put a redstone torch here, my favorite kind of key, you'll see that it opens up. Just like that. So now we can go on in, get our horse, and just ride around. Now, just looking at the way the room is built, with the new pre-release for 1.10 out, there's something that's a little bit more suited to be housed in this trophy case of sorts. And he definitely fit the feel of this side of the room a little bit better, so let's get him right now. Hello! How are you? So this is going to be where I keep my new pet, Polar Bear Friend. Which I actually haven't named him yet because that's just what he is. I'm just going to raise the floor up a bit just because he is a lot shorter, or she, rather, is a lot shorter than a horse. So let's see if we can just nudge her in. Just a little bit. There we go. And above here is a button that when you press it, it basically just powers two sets of pistons and they push it back down. And there you have it. She's peeking through the glass. So the way that this is, basically what this is, it's working off of an old castle gate theme design where you would push fence gates upward with blocks. And I'll show you it again here. And then the block would be retracted. So this is basically two sets of double piston extenders, as well as a retractor that pulls the block down as they retract back into the ground. Yeah, so let's head on over to a wider area where we can kind of get a clearer look at how the redstone is. So this is all of the redstone here needed for the trophy case. Now this is a very old build. I actually did this a long time ago. It was even in one of my earlier Minecraft series. I never got around to doing a tutorial for it, and since I used it in a latest build, I thought I'd show you guys how I did it. So as I said, this is something I built actually a very long time ago, and I still kind of wanted to do a tutorial on it. Basically, this was made just around the time hoppers and droppers were kind of coming out. I didn't do too much redstone with them at the time because I didn't fully understand how they worked, so this could be a lot more compact now, but it's definitely one of my builds and I want to show it off. So basically, this is where the signal is given to power the pistons. As you can see, they extend upward and then they retract. And then up here, as I said, it's just two sets of pistons, not sticky regular pistons, that are powered to push the blocks back downward. And there you have it. So let's see it again. Just a second. So as you can see, there's a bunch of different timings that get set off. The pistons with the blocks on the bottom powering all of the pistons to go upward, and then another long set of repeaters there to pull the blocks back downward. So let's get to building this device with a nice backdrop of my multiplayer castle. So if you are going to actually build this device, it takes up an area of about 6 by 7. The shorter 6 blocks are going to be on the side that the device is opening. So to build this, it's going to take up an area of about 4 by 4 by 4, and from the bottom of the device going downward, you're going to need to leave a space of about 5 blocks. And as well, on top of it, you're going to leave another bit of space of about 4 blocks. Everything we're going to need to build the actual case itself is in this chest here. So we have the 20 staircase blocks for the upper area, the 8 blocks for the floor and the corners, as well as the 24 glass panes for the actual case part. As well as close to a stack of whatever block you usually put redstone on, as well as 2 half slabs. Next, you're going to need all sorts of redstone, which is in this second chest here. So you're going to need 4 pistons, 6 sticky pistons, 23 repeaters, 12 redstone torches, 2 redstone blocks, and 18 redstone. So grab all of your redstone and let's get started building this thing. Now, before we get started, you're going to kind of want to choose whichever side you want to open from, and this is important because the side that opens, you need these blocks in the corner. Now, if you looked in the design I showed you a second ago, these corners didn't have blocks, but these ones did, and they were packed to ice. Now the reason for that is that this is actually what starts the whole device. It powers both sets of the pistons for the first time, extending all the blocks upward, and then from there we set up a couple other sets of pistons and repeaters to retract it. So next thing you want to do is set up where your 2 sets of pistons are going to be, just underneath where it's going to open, like so. And then next we're going to kind of start from where the pistons are and start going downward as we do the redstone. And just to kind of emphasize the need for those corner blocks, if we go to this built one here, you'll see that there is a redstone torch going into the upper block, and that's what powers the pistons, as I said. So let me get my building blocks here for what the redstone is going to be sitting on. So what you're going to do is, starting from this side here, put a block, and you do the same on the other side, and just kind of put a torch into it. As you see, it powered both of the pistons right now, and this is actually the first thing that gets powered. Next, you want to put a half slab just behind it and put a bit of redstone dust on it, and then put a block after it and go down 3 and put a torch here. So this is what turns off the pistons, as you heard. Next we gotta put where it's being powered, so put a repeater going into the block, a block above it, and one more behind it with a second repeater, all with just regular timing. And then over here, this is where the button's going to be, so you just want to go down 2 blocks here and put the redstone dust. So next, what you're going to want to do, since as you see now, it's been powered upward, but it hasn't retracted. So continuing from where these 2 repeaters are going into the block with the torch, you're going to kind of want to just go down underneath it and put 2 pieces of redstone. And then on this side here, you're going to want to put 3 blocks, and at the end of it, 4 blocks, with 4 sets of repeaters, 3 of them on full delay, and the last one on 3 ticks of delay, like so. And the block it's going into is going to have another torch, and that's going obviously into another block. Next to the torch on the inside, you're going to put a block and a piece of redstone on it. Now as you can see here, it just powered it and it's in a loop. So you're going to need to put a block above here to cut it so it doesn't continually power itself. Next, you're going to want to continue from where the redstone is, put a block here, and put a torch like so. So as you can see, it's retracted, but the staircase block is still up in the air. So that's the last bit we have to actually add to it. And if we put a button on it, you see it extends, and it pulls the first piston down. So next, we're going to set up the device that actually pulls that staircase block down. As I said earlier, it's actually using those pistons with the redstone blocks to power it one last time. So from where the button is powered, you're going to put a redstone torch, and that's going to go into a repeater. This is going to go upward into another redstone torch, and from this redstone torch, you're going to take it with another repeater. And I think this repeater is on full delay, if memory serves. Let's just take a quick look at this device here. Yep. So this repeater is on 4 ticks of delay, and that's going to go into a block, and above it, you're just going to kind of set up your sticky piston and your redstone block. Now finally, all you have to do is put one last repeater going into the pistons, and that will retract the staircase blocks the final time, like so. And this is the essence of the design itself. It takes up a 3x7 area, if you remove this block here. And this is powering the first set of double extenders and retractor. And obviously, if you look at the other design, all you have to do is take this and actually mirror it so that both sides have the same set of redstone but are exact mirrors of each other. Finally, the last thing that we have to do is set up the pistons above that will be pushing the door back downward so that you can use it multiple times. So first thing you want to do is choose a block for the roof. In this case, we're going to use quartz because that's the color of the case that I'm building right now. And at the end of it, you're going to want to put a couple repeaters like so. These will be powering the pistons that close the door, a bit of redstone, and you're going to want to put a third repeater right here. This one's going to be on 3 ticks of delay, just to delay when that second set of repeaters are powered. And then behind it, you're going to go upward and mirror exactly what you did below, but rather than a repeater, you just put all redstone dust. Like that. It's nice, easy, and as you'll see in a second, we put a button here, actually, before I start it up again, and what you're going to do is take your regular pistons, and just from where the repeaters are on the top, put 2 of them, and go down 1, so you have 4 pistons like so. And now, when I power it, you'll see that it opens up, There's lots of space for you to go inside the case itself. It's very homey and roomy. You can change this. It can go up inward one like I did for the polar bear, and it makes them easier to see. Now if we power this set of pistons up here, they just extend and they go down and the case itself is done. So that's all of the redstone you'll need here. Just as you can see in this design here, it's basically two sets of those double piston extenders mirroring one another. And that's all of the redstone. So let's head on back inside and we'll call it a video. So just to end off my episode here with my new friend, polar bears are such a cool addition to the game. I built this place not even realizing that they were adding it, and it suits this room very well. If you guys want to see more of this place and me going through and building this, be sure to check out my Ruling the Clouds series. My latest episode is where I show off this, and I mentioned I'd be doing a video on it, and now I did. I wanted to do this actually a long time ago, but I just never got around to it. And even if it isn't as compact or up to date, any redstone that you do yourself is special in my eyes, and since I came up with this on my own, I really wanted to do a tutorial on it. Now for the next redstone fun, I might have something to do with a little bit of an elytra. There's a new interesting trick I stumbled upon. I haven't really found a way to make it consistent yet, but if you did enjoy this one and you want to see the next one, I hope you do subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!